Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo and Seraphis, and as you can see, we've had a instance pop here, the Scarlet Monastery graveyard. This is what we've been waiting for. So we're going to dive straight in here. We're getting to the end of level 36, so we desperately need this before it runs out in the Dungeon Finder. Now, for those of you who haven't run Scarlet Monastery, it is made up of a number of different wings, and this graveyard section is just one of those wings. There's also the armory. Here we go, Scarlet Monastery, all done. Yes, reset that. Alright, and for some reason Vista's having a poop. We'll be right back. And there we go, all better now. Alright, so hopefully these guys haven't actually started. No, they haven't. Alright, so let's have a look and see what we've got here. We've got a Dwarf Paladin who's our tank. And you can see there, they're level 30. We've got ourselves a nice Priest as our healer, and they are level 28. We've got ourselves a Worgen Druid for DPS. We've also got us, of course, level 36 Mage, and we've got a level 27 Dwarf Warrior as DPS as well. And we've already got a death, and our tank is nearly dead as well. Let's lock all of them down to see if that'll make a difference. Make sure that our molten armor is up, and indeed our mage ward as well to protect us. See if we can go get that straggler. There we go. Now, also, of course, we just came straight in, so I totally forgot to get the quest. Let's pick that up, and we'll explain about what's going on in here a bit later on. There we go. Kill Interrogator, Vicious, and Bloodmage Thalnos. I think they're the big bosses at the end of the instance. And looks like everybody's dead, so let's lock them down and run out of here. Oh dear, oh dear. If we can zone out, then we'll survive a death. There you go, and the tank's saying, gee, maybe next time I shouldn't aggro the whole room. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, to be honest. So yeah, it seems whenever I play at this time of the day, we get a lot of inexperienced players for one reason or another. Not sure why that is. Here we go, maybe next time I shouldn't draw the whole room. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the case. Right, let's see if we can zone back in now. By the way, whenever you zone out of a dungeon, you can easily zone back in. Just up the top here, you just right click on that eye and go teleport to dungeon, and that will take us straight back. And of course, the way the dungeons work now, when you exit the instance, you go back to exactly where you were in the world. You don't actually go out to the front of the instance. Alright, so yeah, again, Scarlet Monastery is a bunch of different wings, and you can see this one here is the graveyard. Just head back up in, and basically these guys here are from the Scarlet Crusade. Now that guy there is pretty much wearing what I'd say is the Scarlet outfit. Like I've said in the past, if you're a mage wearer, or rather mage wearer, if you're a male wearer or a plate wearer like a warrior or something like that, or a paladin, you want to come in here and grab this set. It pretty much looks like that. It drops on all of the different wings in the Scarlet Monastery, and like I said before, this is the graveyard wing. It's actually quite short. You end up going up through here, and you can see here we've got Interrogator Vicious slain and Bloodmage Thalnos slain. They're the first ones that you need to do, and then you work your way through the graveyard, and then you go down into a tomb up the end there, which basically has all of the end game bosses in it, which is very cool. Let's have a look at the, what do we get here? Oh, we get some blue items, which is always good for a reward. Alright, so everybody seems to be alive now, and we're getting our buffs there. That's good. You can see we've got Blessing of the Kings there, which increases our strength, agility, stamina, and intellect by 5%, and also our resistances as well by 18. Plus we've got the power word Fortitude just gone on there, increases our stamina, so therefore our hit points by 24 for an hour, which is very cool. Now up there I think are the interrogators. There it is, Interrogator Vicious. That's the guy that we need for our quest. So basically everyone in the Scarlet Monastery belong to effectively the Scarlet Crusade, and they're all fanatics. They're all religious fanatics, if you like. And like I say, there's also an armory, and I can't remember what the other ones are. We'll have a look in Atlas in a second. If I open up Atlas, that should bring up the map straight away. There we go. And you can see here we've got Scarlet Monastery. Oh, there it is. Library, Cathedral, and Armory. So there's actually 4 wings in the Scarlet Monastery. Very cool. So obviously this is the first one. And you can see, because these guys are humanoids, they basically like to run. As soon as they get their health way down low, they actually like to run away. Let's use good old Arcane Blast here, which puts that big damage buff on the mobs. You can see there we're doing the second best DPS in the run. Down on the damage meter down here. And that is Interrogator Vicious that we're on right now. And there we go, slain 1 out of 1. And a Torturing Poker, that's a dagger. We'll pass on that because that's not really of any use to us. Oops, if I can get my bearings right. And of course making sure that we loot everything, because quite often there's pretty good trash, if you like, trash loot in the dungeon runs, much better than is out in the outside world. And once again, of course, it's fantastic that, in fact, let's just have a drink there, get our mana up. Fantastic these days that there's actually a map. Not so much in this run because it's pretty simple. You go through here and then end up going through the courtyard of the graveyard there, and then down into, there we go, Dark Side of the Light, Bloodmage Thalnos slain, down into the tomb there. But the other, the cathedral, the armory, the other ones in the Scarlet Monastery, where are we? Let's have a look once again. There we are, the armory. You can see there that's actually quite confusing. The cathedral is a big open area, that's not so bad, but the library can be quite confusing as well. Quite handy to have the maps nowadays as well. Alright, so we're doing a lot better now that the tank has sort of calmed down a bit and has realised that he needs to pull things just a little bit slower, and that's him there, Stone. So he's got 2,200 hit points effectively. Here we are out in the graveyard, very cool looking. Definitely reminders of classic WoW out here. Of course, if you've ever quested in the Plague Lands or anywhere like that, a lot of these mobs are from there, ghosts, etc. And of course it makes sense that there's ghosts around here because we are in a graveyard. And you can see up ahead in the distance there is where we need to head, the tomb way off in the distance. That's where the bosses reside. Of course, our Druid is in Boomkin form. Gotta love a Boomkin. Boomkin meaning their DPS, basically like an elemental DPS, if you like. They go into that form. And if we click on him, you'll see there that he's got Moonkin form. There you go. Arcane and nature spell damage is increased by 10%, along with a number of other little bonuses and benefits that he gets, including, let's have a look at this, immune to polymorph effects and all damage reduced by 15%, and the spell haste of the rest of our party and raid members is increased by 5%. So that's a nice buff there, speeding up our casting time by 5% by him being in Moonkin form, colloquially known as Boomkin in the game.
I don't have a target.
Now again, if you're a long-term WoW player, this area right here will be very familiar to you around Halloween, and in fact Halloween's coming up very shortly. Maybe by the time this video has gone up, it might already be Halloween actually. Anyhow, these are these areas that you do the daily quests in for Halloween. Whoops, we missed a mob back there. Where you do the daily quests, come and fight the Headless Horseman. This is exactly where you do it. You summon him from that tomb over there, not the one that we're heading into, but that one there, and you fight him right here, so that'll be very familiar to you guys. Now, of course, if you want the XP, you generally go out and kill all of the ghosts around here, and that is recommended, to be honest. However, these guys have elected just to go straight down into the tomb. Personally, when I'm tanking this, even though it takes longer, I like to go clear the entire graveyard, just again because, hey, it's XP there, waiting to be lapped up. Why the heck wouldn't you do it? But you know how it is, everyone these days is in some mad rush to, I don't know, well, I don't think they even know. They're just like, go, go, go. But yeah, anyway, I won't comment on that. Alright, again, making sure our mage armor is up, not forgetting that we've got this mage ward, which absorbs damage temporarily. You see here that it basically absorbs a moderate amount of fire, frost, or arcane magical damage. So it's particularly good when we're fighting spellcasters, of course. Alright, so yeah, we're doing well now. The healer's managing to keep up. And that there is our healer there, our Draenei Priest healer. Do love priest healers, although if you play one, they're very, very hard to play sometimes in terms of their mana. Because they're very heavy mana users, but very direct healing is the style, I guess, the best way of describing a priest. So not really many heal over time spells, very much hands-on. So I do have a lot of respect for priest healers because they really need to know how to manage their mana.
I need a target.
Oh, Conjurer's braces of healing there, 9 spell power. We'll definitely read on those. And we don't need that sword, so we'll pass that. And you can see there, Stone won those braces of healing, and that's okay, even though you say to yourself, hey, what the heck, he's a plate wearer. Yes, he is, but he's also a priest healer type archetype as well, being a paladin. So he uses mana. And he definitely needs the spell power. Here we go, Bloodmage Thalnos, of course being the major boss in the instance. So you can see that the graveyard, if you don't do all of that clearing out in the courtyard there, is actually a nice short run. Of course, it was always designed to be done one after the other, so you've got 4 instances, 4 wings, so not all of them are exceptionally long. Some of them are, but this particular part here isn't that difficult, nor is it that long.
I need a target.
And there he is. Slain, all done. And you can see we've got the Bloodmage mantle there. That's very nice. Hit rating by 6/9 intellect. And I think everyone looks to be greeding on that. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot better than what we've got. We'll just go and greed on that to be nice. We could need on it, but there we are. Who has won it? Oh, somebody who did get that. Not sure who won that one, actually. Wasn't us. But that is it. We are done. Now all we need to do is go hand in our quest, of course, right back at the beginning. Now the easy way to do that is actually to exit the instance and then basically zone back in. But we'll go for a little run just because we can, so you can have a look at the instance. Now we can't actually mount up, but that's okay. We can blink every now and then. Plus we've got this Dark Flight, of course, which is our little 2-minute cooldown boost for 10 seconds. That's our Worgen racial. And all of us just heading back to the beginning there. You can see this is the torture chamber, if you like, where these religious fanatics persuade their prisoners to get information out of them. It's a bit nasty. And here we go, Dark Side of the Light. What do you mean Thalnos was an undead? That's impossible. Well, actually, he was undead. And you can see there the only thing that's any good to us is Vicious's hood. And that's going to give us more armor, spirit, and stamina. And we'll absolutely take that. Plus a whole bunch. And there we go, look at that, 20 dungeon quests completed. Got ourselves a nice little achievement there, that's very nice. And you can see that it's taken our XP as well through to 78%, so we're still safe in that respect. So we're just going to say thank you very much all. There we go, and we just simply right click on our portrait and go leave party, and that's it. Nice and simple. We've done the Scarlet Monastery graveyard area, nice and fast. So we don't mind that at all. Now, of course, if you're wondering why we don't get ourselves an achievement here for the Scarlet Monastery, I'll let you know why. If we go into the Classic Dungeon and Raids achievement section here we go. Scarlet Monastery, you can see here, defeat the Scarlet Crusade within the Scarlet Monastery, and you can see that actually it's busted up into a whole bunch of different sections. All of these bosses are in different parts of the monastery, and of course that means also different wings. So you can see there, Bloodmage Thalnos we've already done, Arcanist Doan, Herod, Scarlet Commander Mograine, and High Inquisitor Whitemane. Now, Mograine and Whitemane are in the... Oh, actually... Are they the ones? I think they're the ones that are in the cathedral, and Herod and Doan are in the other parts of the instance, which of course here in the armory and the library as well. So if we have a look now at our instance dungeon finder, you can see that we've basically got through till the end of level 39 now to do the library, and you can see that the armory and the cathedral are both listed in there now. So we can relax a little bit because let's have a look. We are now, level 36, so that's all good. Did we actually end up getting anything? Yes, we did, Vicious Hood. So let's equip that. So we'll go to our normal set. We'll swap out what we had before with the new one. We'll save that. Yes, thank you very much. That's good. We didn't get really anything to put on the auction house. Oh, we got the Bloodmage Mantle though. Alright, that's pretty good. I like that. Let's have a look and see what it looks like. Alright, it's a bit weird looking. I'll zoom in there. Now, the thing about this mantle actually is, you can see if we hold down shift to compare it with the tooltip of our current one, we actually lose ourselves 6 spirit. So even though it's got extra intellect and extra hit rating and an extra critical strike rating, that hit rating I think is just for melee. So I'm not too sure which is going to be better. Now, if you ever want to figure this out, you go to your stats and of course you hover over spirit, and you can see that that actually increases our mana regen by 51 per 5 seconds while not casting. Now if we equip this, you can see the spirit goes down to 89, and that means it actually changes that to 48 per 5 seconds while not casting. Now if we go down to our spell here, our spell data, and let's see what difference it makes now whether these crit chances or spell powers change with the Bloodmage Mantle. So for example, spell power is currently 141. If we equip the new one, the new mantle there, it's going to go to 144, so that is actually a lot better. Our hit chance goes from 3.25 to 4.64, so that's a lot better as well. And you can see our crit chance goes from 10.99 up to 11.87. So I think what we're going to do is definitely keep these new shoulders here, and we'll swap out to fishing and equip that. And in fact, I want to get rid of shoulders for the fishing outfit. I don't like the look of them, so we'll save that without shoulders. Go back to normal and equip. There we go. And that means we've actually got a whole bunch more of mana pool to deal with now as well, because these shoulders that we got, if we have a look again, actually gave us 3 more intellect, which is basically 30 more mana points. So we'll definitely roll with the new ones there, which is nice. Alright, so let's go sell off our junk. We also need to check our mail, I see. And of course, you might remember in the previous episode we were here doing a bunch of housework, and part of that housework was setting up auctions, and already we've got these coming in. We've got a gold 28 there, a gold 14, our shadow gems over 2 gold there, silver bar 22 gold. How fantastic is that? We love that. And we've also got 3 gold there for the moonstones. Carry on, we've got the braces there for 27 silver. We've got some cloak 20 for some silver there. Look at this one, heavy leather, 55 gold. Seriously, 14 gold for some wool cloth there, 8 gold for some medium hide. We've got 13 gold for these moss agates, so don't for goodness sake sell them to a vendor. And 1 gold there for a little sword, I think, that we picked up somewhere along the way. Alright, so what do we got here? Looks like it's all pretty much... Well, that's a good health pot actually, we might hang on to that, just by the by. The rest of it is... Oh no, we can actually sell off... Oh, do you know what we can do? Is we can do this silk bandage. Let's create that. Create 1 of those. Oh no, it didn't take us. We want to get ourselves to 200 if you remember rightly. There we go. 200. That is because, of course, we want to go over and train up to the next tier of our first aid. So let's hop over and do that right now. So that's fantastic. We like that. And by the way, hopefully there's a vendor along the way here. I think there's a wandering one where we can get rid of our trash. There we go. Dendrithus, hello. Use good old Salamatic once again. Get rid of the delicious cave mold. Obviously we're going to keep the silk cloth. We're going to keep the wool cloth to put that on the auction house. We'll get rid of all of these. Get rid of our old head piece and our old shoulders as well. And that looks like about it. We'll keep all of those. Keep our bandage as well. They always come in handy. That's good. We've got nice empty bags now. Now let's head over to the first aid trainer, seeing as we're here. And you might be able to notice up the top there also that we've got our daily back as well, because it's been more than 24 hours since we've been here. Well, been more than the reset time, I might say, since we've been here in Darnassus. So we'll be able to do our daily cooking quest again as well, which is good. Here we go, Artisan First Aid, train that baby up. Fantastic, look at that. There we go. Now, speaking of cooking quests, I'm trying to find daily quests, simple requests, complete a daily quest. Trying to find the profession ones here. Here we go. Cooking. Now we're looking for the daily ones. Oh, there we go. We've already done it actually. Complete each of the Darnassus daily cooking quests. Have we done that for... Have we done that for fishing? I'm not sure if there is one for fishing or not. Pretty sure there is. There we go. Fish or cut bait, Darnassus. Complete each of the fishing daily quests. So you can see there we've still got happy as a clam digger to actually do until we get that achievement there. First aid, we don't have anything for the dailies there. And archaeology, obviously we need to ramp that up. But that's okay. Let's pop over and check out what the cooking quest is for today. Cheating and blinking over there as always. Spice bread aplenty. Make or obtain 10 pieces of spice bread. It's okay, it's nice and easy, we can do that. Excuse me. And that person there getting an achievement as well. Now, just making sure that we haven't got any recipes there. Okay, level 50 we need for these recipes. We're currently level 41, so we really need to buy some more, to be honest. But that's okay. Alright, so we need mild spices times 10, and we need simple flour times 10. There we go to our cooking, and of course you know we can either pull out Ragnaros or make ourselves a basic campfire. Let's actually make a campfire for a change. Always nice to sit around the campfire, isn't it? Okay, and let's cook up these spiced bread, create all. And you see the quest count away there. It's a nice simple daily quest, this one. Very good though, because at the end of the day, even though we're not getting points for the actual cooking, you can see if we actually look at our cooking quest, you can see we get cooking skill +1, plus we get a chef's award, and we get 3,500 XP, which is always welcome. We love that. Alright, that didn't take long. 10 out of 10.
How may I help?
Spiced bread aplenty. And thank you very much, we'll take that. Very good, you can see we're now 3 bars, only 3 bars away from our leveling up to, what are we going to be, level 36. So we're getting ever closer. Let's hop along to the auction house, because seeing as we're here, I thought we might do a special treat. We might splash out for ourselves and actually get ourselves a glyph. Probably some sort of utility like the slow fall glyph, so we don't have to carry around these feathers here in our inventory in order to enable a slow fall, because that's very, very handy talent or very handy skill to have, but of course relies on us carrying around those regents of the feathers, and if we get ourselves a glyph we don't have to do that. Plus there may be some other glyphs that we might have a look at. Anyway, we've sort of avoided it in the past because they're so expensive, but gee, we've got so much money at the moment, why the heck not, I say. Let's also sell off our wool cloth. I'll post that, there we go. And I think that's about all we want to sell, is it? Yeah. Yep. Alright, so you know how this works. You simply go to Browse, and we go down to the glyphs down the side here. Choose our class, which of course is Mage. We'll tick usable items up the top. Hit search, and then we're going to sort by price. So I'm going to basically sort it by lowest to highest. So you can see the cheapest ones up the top there. And there we are. Now, let's go down and have a look at these. Permanently teaches you what? This one is Icy Veins. We don't have that yet. Arcane Blast. That increases the damage from your Arcane Blast buff by 3%. Now, that's this one here, which is very cool. Basically, that there is a the one that we cast, and each time it increases by 10%. You end up being 40% better off at the end if you cast that 4 times, and that buff blows out to 4 times. So for me right now, 3% isn't that much of a difference. Later on in the end game, of course, it's much better, but not right now. Now what I do want to do is have a look at our glyphs and see, make sure that okay, so we've got 1 major, 1 prime and 1 minor available to us there. Now you see down here, we can actually do it this way as well, going down and having a look at the ones, they're all listed here, and it shows you the ones you've got and the ones you haven't got. So for example, there we go, our Molten Armor grants an additional 2% spell crit chance. This is for our prime ones. That's not bad. Fireball there, crit chance of our fireball by 5%. Deep Freeze we don't have. Damage of our Cone of Cold by extra 25%. That's pretty good. Arcane Missiles increases the crit strike chance of your actual missiles by 5%. We've got Arcane Barrage there. Increases the damage by 4%. We've got Frostbolt. Increases the crit strike by 5%. What do we got? Frostfire we don't have yet. Ice Lance increases its damage by 5%. We've got Mage Armor. Your Mage Armor regenerates 20% more of our mana, but of course we don't have that spell either yet. Pyroblast we don't have either, so I'm thinking probably the one that increases our critical strike chance there, the Glyph of Molten Armor. Let's see if we can find that. Molten Arm, that should come up. Glyph of Molten Armor, there we go, and you can see it's actually only 21 gold. So let's actually buy that. Buy that out for 21 gold. There we go, folks, we've got our first glyph. Let's pop back in here and go back to our glyphs and have a look at the medium ones there, which of course are named Major. Let's check out these and see which ones look appealing. We've got Slow, increases the range of your slow spell. Now, I don't think we have that yet, have we? No, we haven't got that spell yet. Polymorph. Your Polymorph spell also removes all damage over time effects from the target. Now, that's quite handy because that means it won't wake up. Mana Shield. And I don't think we've got... No, we've only got the Mage Shield at the moment, so we don't have that. Invisibility, we don't have that either. Icy Veins, we don't have. Ice Block, we do. Your Frost Nova cooldown is now reset every time you use Ice Block. Of course, Frost Nova being this one, and every time we use Ice Block, that's 5 minutes, but not so handy yet. Ice Barrier we don't have. Frost Nova there. Your Frost Nova targets can take an extra 20% damage before the Frost Nova effect automatically breaks. Now that's pretty cool actually, to be honest. I like that one. Frost Armor we don't have. Evocation we do have. Your Evocation ability also causes you to regain 40% of your health over its duration. That's quite handy because it's automatically, at the moment, it's a mana regen with a 4-minute cooldown. That also allows us to top our health up, so that could be quite cool. Dragon's Breath we don't have. Blink we do, increases the distance by 5 yards, and Arcane Power we don't actually have. So at the moment, I'd say it'd be out of Evocation or maybe the Frost Nova one. So let's look at both of those, Frost Nova or Evocation. We'll check out the prices. So we'll go Frost Nova into here, and of course because we're on Glyph and Mage, you can see, oops, help if I spelt it right. Frost, here we go, Glyph of Frost Nova, that's 17, that's not too bad. And, oh, you know what? I've already forgotten what the other one was. What an idiot. Let's bring that up. And what was it? Frost Nova or, oh, Evocation. Yeah, let's have a look at that one. Here we go, Evocation. It's very cheap at 14, 15 gold. So either one we could get. So either we want to, what is it? I'd say, yeah, that's not so important right now. It's only every 4 minutes. So what we'll probably do is the Frost Nova, because that's very handy. And there we go, that's 17 gold. We'll take that one. Our targets can take an additional 20% damage before breaking out of the Frost Nova. So we'll buy that one. That's really nice. Good for runs, especially. Okay, let's go in and look at the last one, which is, of course, a minor glyph. And let's see what we've got to choose from here. Arcane Brilliance, we don't have that yet. All of Armors increases the duration of your armor spells by 30 minutes. So that's just a nice little handy thing. I don't mind having to recast them every 30 minutes, so we won't worry about that. Conjuring, now we don't actually have the ability to do any conjuring now. That will be good later on because it actually reduces the mana cost of our conjuring spells by 50%. So that will be handy later on. Mirror Image we don't have. Monkey's pretty cool. The sheep spell polymorphs the target into a monkey instead, or a penguin, so they're kind of cool. But of course what we really want right now is this minor glyph of slow fall. A slow fall spell no longer requires the regent, so that's kind of cool. So let's check the price of that. From last time we looked, I'm sure it's pretty expensive, but we'll check. 28 gold, who cares, buy out, we've taken that baby. There we go, very exciting for us. Let's go to the mailbox and collect these. So these are our first glyphs on this character. Loving it. There we go. So we'll take that one. Thank you. We'll take that one. And we'll take that one. Now you can see that glyphs are also pretty much color-coded to their class. If we were, for example, a warlock, we would find these glyphs are purple, etc., etc. Priest ones are white. In you know how it works. So here we go. All we need to do in order to actually learn these is right click on them basically. Oh, and if I can keep opening the right bags, good lord. Alright, there we go. So let's bring up our glyph panel, and this is it. Here we go. Right click on it, learning this one here, which is our glyph of Frost Nova. And there we go, we've learnt it. Now, if you're wondering why it doesn't come up in here, it's basically because there it is. It now appears in this list. So all we need to do is select it, and then select the glyph that we want to put it on. So easy as that. Click down here, then click on the actual slot. And there it is. That is now active. Now the Frost Nova targets can take an additional 20% damage. Happy about that. Alright, the minor glyph here, we're going to learn that one as well, the glyph of slow fall. So we should see it appear down here. There it is. And once again, click on it once, and then click over here into the empty minor slot. And there it is, that is on, and of course we now no longer need these regents, so we'll test that in a minute. Let's now learn our final one here, the glyph of molten armor, and we'll take our molten armor buff off as well. We'll hop into the prime glyphs, and there it is, click once on molten armor, click on the glyph slot, and by the way you can see the other ones are unlocked at level 50 and then 75. And there it is. So if we now recast our molten armor, you can see that our spell critical strike is increased by 5%, and of course that's got the additional 2% on it coming from that glyph. Now let's go sell off our feathers. We'll put them up on the AH because they're still very popular with other players. And we'll go to Appraiser, go to our feathers, there we go, light feather, refresh that. And sell them. There we go. Now, so technically you can see there that the slow fall actually says 0 on it. It's showing that we don't have any regents. Now, if we can find that actually somewhere, where is it? PQRS, there it is. Drop that down there. There we go. We technically don't have any regents now, so we shouldn't be able to cast it, right? Well, let's just test that theory. Let's click on it. You know we have no feathers. There we go, it's still on, we've got 28 seconds, let's jump down, and down we float. Nice and easy. So now we can actually cast this as often as we like. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Easy peasy, we can spam it if we like. There's actually no cooldown on it either. There we go. And the big difference about it now from the old days is that actually will go onto friendly party or raid targets as well, not just ourselves. So very cool.
Ishnu Allah.
Oh, and look at this. Happy as a clam digger. This is the one that we need. The one quest we need, the one daily quest we need in order to finish off our fishing daily achievements. That's very cool. So you can see we have to go through the portal to Rupthurin village down below and gather 10 Teldrassil clams from the shores near the village.
Farewell.
Alright, so we'll absolutely do that. Might as well do it now. We're probably running a little bit over time after having done our Scarlet Monastery graveyard instance, but that's okay. This won't take too long. And of course, it's a lot more interesting than just fishing off the wharf if you're not really into watching people fish. This one we actually have to swim around underwater and collect the actual clams off the coast of Rupthurin, which is around here somewhere. Have a look on the map. Yeah, anywhere around here pretty much. We dive into the water. Down we go. We've got baby octopuses there. Alright, so we're looking for these clams. Now, don't forget, folks, to keep an eye on your breath meter. You can see there, I've got mine in the middle. 2 minutes 50 left. You basically get 3 minutes of breath these days. It used to be a lot less in the old days. But yeah, what we're looking for are these clams, and we just simply right-click and use them. Nice and easy. And listen to that, the beautiful music. Night elf music. And the serenity of being underwater in WoW, which I love. Such a good feel, isn't it? Really, they nail it. It really does feel like you're swimming around underwater. The atmosphere, the bubbles, the atmospherics of the sound effects. Very cool. Alright, so it looks like these clams actually stretch quite far and wide. We go 4 out of 10. I wonder if we can blink under here. Oh, we can. Look at that. All right, 1 minute 51 left on our breath as well. Just, again, keeping an eye on that. Because, of course, if you go down too deep, then you can't swim up to the surface in time. You're kind of boned. Yeah. And as I've said many times in the past, I have died many times in the past from losing my breath underwater. Seriously, it's an embarrassing way to go. So try and avoid that at all costs. Basically, when the timer hits 30 seconds, I'm going to head back up to the surface, which is quite a way up from out here. So we don't want to sort of cut ourselves too short.
Too far away.
Nine out of 10. Oh, looks like we'll probably make it anyway. 1 minute left. Should be nice and easy. There we go, all done. And there's the bottom of the ship. You can see the silhouette through the surface of the water there. The ship that goes to and from Stormwind. Very cool. And you can see that that's making dock now. There it is. We'll just swim right around that. Hopefully it won't take off as we swim around the front. And again, it's weird that this particular race, the Worgens, don't actually naturally swim on the top of the surface. They swim a little bit underneath. Not sure why that is. Alright, time to mount up, hand in, and hopefully get our daily fishing achievement, which will be very nice. Through the portal, and that should take us up to the top. There we go. Alright, fingers crossed.
Elune Adore.
Elune Adore to you too. Continue. Get ourselves an extra point in fishing, of course. A bag of shiny things, and hopefully...
Be careful.
There it is. Fish or cut bait, Darnassus. Another achievement for us, taking us to 390 achievement points. Oh yeah, nice. Now the next achievement that we get for fishing is obtain 150 skill points in fishing. And if we have a look at our P screen there and go to professions, you can see that fishing is second on the list there of the optional ones, and you can see we're actually at 139 there, so not too far to go. We're not doing too badly, to be honest, with our professions. Cooking needs a bit of a buff, as of course does archaeology, but not too concerned about that because archaeology is really something that we just chip away at these levels, and of course it's something that we'll pick up later on in the game when we've got much faster travel and we can pretty much go anywhere. Alright, so let's have a look at this bag of shinies and see what's inside, and then that'll be it for this episode, I think. What did we get ourselves? We've got an undelivered love letter, that's junk, and we've got some swim speed potion, so we'll probably put that on the auction house actually. That's something that people like to buy, and we'll sell off the love letter. And that is it for us here in Darnassus, the beautiful Darnassus, still a beautiful city, one of my favourites in the game. It's not very used, there's not many players here ever, but it doesn't mean that it's not pretty and it's not serene, and I love it. I love everything about the Night Elves, in fact. Alright, so there we go. Well done, Seraphis. We've got one wing out of the way for Scarlet Monastery there. You can see we've got the next one. We've got level 39 until we have to worry about that, although we will do it relatively soon. And of course, what we'll be doing in the next episode, if you have a look at our quests here, is the Stone Talon Mountains there. All's clear. If we have a look on the map, you can see that that's basically going to take us over here. If we make this bigger, here we go, zoom out again. It's going to take us over to the bottom corner of Stone Talon. So we'll fly back to here, the Northwatch Expedition base camp, and then we'll make our way down through past Malacca Jin there, where we were when we had those weird problems, where we had the GM help, and we'll run down the road there and probably end up in the northern or southern Baron, somewhere around there anyhow. So I certainly hope you'll join me for that. Certainly hope you enjoyed this instance run, and I look forward to seeing you in the next time. On behalf of myself, Sambo, and of course Seraphis, our wonderful level 36 mage, as I was saying, take care. Hope you're having a great day wherever in the world you are. See you next time, and bye bye.